Itu nggak ada yang buka. Nggak ada yang buka ini sih. Aku doang. Eh, ini di mana ya? Katanya. Ini kan. Oh, ya. Aku itu aku bentar, ya, masuk dulu. Nah, ya. Dan kalau misalnya kita di sini. Kamu ini nah. Oh iya kan? Belum. Bisa. Bisa. Kan sifat ini. Jadi ini. Aku mau lihat apakah aku tuh mirror atau gimana sih? Aku tuh bingung. Ini lagi ini nggak sih? Iya. Mikrofonnya. Oh, mikrofonnya gimana? Ya.
Enggak sih. Enggak. Nah, aku yang kebalik.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Greeting of the kindness to all of us. Our distinguished guest, Mrs. Etta Nurohadi, SSM, whom as a Dean of the Faculty of Humanity di Ponorogo University, Mr. Haryanto, PhD, Head of the Library and Information Science Program di Ponorogo University, Mrs. Pia Patjarusawat, PhD, as the guest lecturer, Mrs. Yuli Rohmiati, PhD, as moderator, and all of our honored participants. First of all, let us express our gratitude to God Almighty. By His grace and blessing, we are able to gather virtually for today's visiting professor event on the 27th of August 2025 with the topic An Indigenous Knowledge Management Perspective, a case from Northern Thailand. Let me introduce myself. I'm Rizkiana Mariama, and I'm honored to be the master of ceremony for today's event. Next, we process the documentation session. We kindly ask all participants to turn on their cameras for the group photo. And don't forget to put virtual background on the, okay. The next agenda is a speech from the head of the Library and Information Science program, Mr. Herianto. The floor is yours.
Oke, halo. Terdengar
Thank
ya suara saya di situ ya? Aman ya? Harusnya Pak
you.
Heri. Nah,
Ya,
oke, sip, sip. Ya, lanjut langsung deh.
lanjut aja.
Mm-mm.
Then we have a speech from Distinguished Dean of the Faculty of Humanity, University Ponorogo. Iya, biar tak. Mrs. Eta Vermicelia Nurohadi, SSM MHUM. The floor is yours. Thank you, Mrs. Eta, for your remarks. Now it is time for me to introduce today's moderator, Dr. Yuli Rohmiati. She earned her bachelor degree from Pajajaran University, majoring in Library and Information Management. She continued her master's studies at Gajah Mada University at the same field. She then obtained her doctoral degree from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, specializing in information science. We now turn to our moderator who will introduce our visiting professor. The floor is yours, Mrs. Julie. And we have now reached the conclusion of our event. We would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our speaker, Mrs. Pia Patjarusawat, for her insightful lecture, and to our moderator, Dr. Yuli Rohmiati, for guiding today's discussion so expertly. We also want to thank all of you, our participants, for your enthusiasm and active participation in this visiting professor event. We sincerely hope that the knowledge gained today will be beneficial for your future endeavors. I, Rizkiana, as the Master of Ceremonies, would like to respectfully take my leave. I sincerely apologize for any mistakes in my word or action. Thank you all for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ini ada yang juga. Hello, Tiff. Okay.
Pengantar aljabar struktural. Ini mah bukan kelas pengantar. Di aljabar satu.
Emang ini tuh disuruh sama dosennya tuh. Nah,
Iya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Greetings of the kindness to all of us. Our distinguished guest, Mrs. Eta Farmasilia Nurul Hadi, SSM Hum, MA PhD, as a Vice Dean of the Faculty of Humanity, Diponegoro University. Mr. Haryanto, PhD, Head of the Library and Information Science Program, Diponegoro University. Mrs. Pia Pacarusawat, PhD, as the guest lecturer. Mrs. Yuli Rohmiati, SOS MSE, PhD, as moderator, and all of our honored participants. First of all, let us express our gratitude to God Almighty. By His grace and blessings, we are able to gather virtually for today visiting professor on even on the 27th of August 2025 with the topic An Indigenous Knowledge Management Perspective, a case from Northern Thailand. Let me introduce myself. I'm Rizkiana Mariama and I'm honored to be the master of ceremony for today's event. Next, we proceed to the documentation session. We kindly ask all participants to turn on their cameras for the group photo. And don't forget to put virtual background. Please, to all participants, turn on your camera. Okay, on the count of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, one more again. 1 and 2. Okay, thank you. The next agenda is a speech from the head of the Library and Information Science Program, Mr. Haryanto. PhD, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Rizwana. And good morning, everyone. I would like to say my gratitude to our distinguished speaker for today, is Professor Shigeo Sugimoto. Welcome to Universitas Diponegoro. Even now we are in a Zoom session. Hopefully we could meet offline in the near future. So I also would like to thank you as well for the whole committee that organized by Pak Rifki and Bu Yuli and all the committee. And then welcome to our Vice Dean of Academic, Ibu Eta Farmaselia Nurul Hadi, PhD. Thank you for coming. And also thank you for all the students from the Library and Information Science, Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Diponegoro. We have a great time this morning. It's a fairly early morning now, not very early, but it's not. It's 8 past 10 something, and then we have a really great topic to be discussed and that will be presented by Professor Sugimoto. It's about the indigenous knowledge management. This is very relevant to our study here, and I would like.
Pak Heri, but our speaker today is Professor Piapat Churusawat.
Oh, siapa? Oh,
Yes,
I'm
that's for
so
the
sorry.
later webinar.
Oh, please, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Mr. Piapat. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, it's from Thailand. Yeah. Yeah. Please excuse me, Professor Tiapat. And the topic is very relevant to us and to our students, Indigenous Knowledge Management. We have introduced this topic since the semester one to our students. And I think it will be great to get new insights from other perspective from the other academics too, and it will be a great input as well. So I would like to read to Ibu Eta Parmeselia. That is part of the visiting professor program that conducted by the Library and Information Science Study Program. Hopefully, this will bring uh, new knowledge and will inspire students and also the lecturers, and maybe we'll give some insight as well to students for their research as well. So again, thank you for everyone who coming today, and especially for our distinguished professor. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haryanto, for your speech. Then we have a speech from the distinguished Vice Dean of the Faculty of Humanity, University Diponegoro, Mrs. Etta Parmeselia Nurul Hadi, SSM Hum MA PhD. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Rizana. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable guest speaker, Professor Pia Pajarusawat from Chiang Mai University, Thailand, the head of the Library and Information Science Study Program, Faculty of Humanities, University Diponegoro, Bapak Herianto, PhD, also our moderator, Dr. Yuli Romiati, all the lecturers from the Library and Information Science Study Program and from other departments as well, who are attending this visiting lecture, distinguished participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to today's Visiting Professor program hosted by the Library and Information Science Study Program. We are honored to have with us Dr. Pia Pajarusawat from Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Thank you. Who will be sharing his expertise on Indigenous knowledge management. I'm sorry for a little bit error earlier because we have the Library and Information Science Study Program hosts two visiting lecture today, Dr. Piapat. So that's why, sorry for that. So the theme, Indigenous Knowledge Management, is particularly relevant to us as knowledge systems rooted in local traditions and communities play a vital role in preserving cultural identity and enriching our academic perspectives. So, learning from comparative experiences in the region, in Thailand, will certainly broaden our understanding and encourage new pathways of research and collaboration. So, I would like to also extend my appreciation to our moderator today, Dr. Yuli Rohmiati, from the Library and Information Science Program, who will be guiding the discussion and ensuring a fruitful exchange of ideas. Finally, I wish to thank everyone who has worked hard to prepare this event, as well as all participants for taking part in today's program. May this session inspire us to continue exploring and integrating Indigenous knowledge in both academic and practical contexts. So on the behalf of the Dean of Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Diponegoro, I now officially open this visiting professor program and wishing you a fruitful and engaging discussion. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Mrs. Etta Parmeselia, for your remarks. And now it's time for me to introduce today's moderator, Dr. Yuli Rohmiati. She earned her bachelor degree from Pajajaran University, majoring in Library and Information Management. She continued her master's studies at Gajah Mada University at the same field, and she then obtained her doctoral degree from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, specializing in information science. And we now turn to our moderator, who will introduce our visiting professor. The floor.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Suara, oke. Oke, nggak usah ya. Oke. Good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, Bu.
Oke, Alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, Alhamdulillah. Nice to meet you, Dr. Pia. Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you to presenter and thank you to Dr. Etta and Dr. Herianto today. Inshallah, I will be here for you all with our pretty lecture today ya. Bismillah and welcome to our visiting professor today. And here Dr. Pia from Thailand will be here until 11 at Indonesia time. My name is Yuli Rohmiati and I will be with you as your moderator for this session. And we are honored to have with us today our lecturer from Thailand, Dr. Pia Pat Jarusawat, who will share uh, or give lectures about indigenous knowledge management. And I'm confident we will gain a valuable insight from Dr. Pia. And before we begin, let me introduce our presenter today, and I will share Dr. Pia curriculum vitae. Dr. Pia Jarusawat from Department of Library and Information Science, Faculty of Humanities, Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Dr. Pia research interest in local information management and also in community participation. And LIS, Library and Information Science and Education, and also interest in visual presentation and also about archive and museum. Dr. Pia also have many article research and it's 2020 earlier in 2025 about development of semantic ontology for knowledge of ancient Lana document and other activities from Dr. Pia is also do a lot of research in 2024 and from 29 yeah, and proceeding and have a lot of proceeding. Also poster and awarded in best qualitative research paper in Taiwan. Also excellent presentation award and also most interesting preliminary result paper nomination in Wuhan, China. And she also professional experience as reviewer in information development journal until now in Discover Sustainability journal and +1 and also iConference and the I4 Journal of Literature and Librarianship. And a lot of many experience in education. And Dr. Pia Education, she get bachelor in information studies in Chiang Mai, and then also double degree could be, yeah, bachelor in art in English in Bangkok, and master of art in library and information science in Bangkok, and she get doctor of philosophy in information studies, information school in University of Sheffield, UK, United Kingdom. Okay, and I will stop it. And before we begin, Dr. Pia, nice to meet you today, Dr. Pia. Dr. Pia, now let's move to presentation, Dr. Pia, and I will give all the time for you, Dr. Pia, until 1 hour. Yeah, ahead, yeah, Mas. Okay, okay. Okay, 1 hour for presentation, and after your presentation, we give a time for question and answer. Okay, Dr. Pia? No, I give you a time for presentation. Time is yours, Dr. Pia.
Okay, thank you, Yuli, and nice to meet you all. And in the email they said that my talk is gonna be around like 2 hours, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna share my slide first. Shit. Okay, so can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so okay, good morning everyone, and why you guys introduce me, I feel like they kind of some difficulty about saying my name, right? So you just call me Pia for the first syllabus, like Pia, or my nickname is So in short, so you can remember me as that. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, so today I very, how to say, very excited and to be honored to give a talk to your students. They have like how many? Almost 100, right? A lot. A lot. Okay, so as I think as you know that I already sent my presentation to you, and it have a lot of slides, so I will try to cover it all, and if it cannot, so you can read into my slide too. And the first of that, I would like to, how to say, to show the example in uh in the northern part of Thailand. So in my, how to say, in my area to live right now, to show and to share about you too. If we still have time, we can have some sharing about this. And also let's see the outline for today. Okay, so first of all, I just would like to give some introduction about indigenous knowledge, the meaning and the context around that. And then I will show the example about the indigenous knowledge in the northern Thailand for case studies. And then I prepare some activity to you to work as a group. So it's called Reframe Local Wisdom. And at the end, we will let's see that how much time we have left and we can do it together. And at the end, I would like to have some like a summary and reflect and discussion with all of you. Okay. All right. So first of all, yeah, when you hear knowledge, do you think of books or people's practices, and why? Can anyone answer to me to be like any volunteer about knowledge?
Okay, I want to answer it, Mrs. Pia. When I hear about knowledge, I think it's both actually. It can be books or people practice because like book is full of knowledge, right? But people practice too, it's about knowledge too. Like if we learn and always practice, we always gain a new knowledge like that. I think about it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so more about knowledge is kind of the practice for the definition, because knowledge is always inside us. As we practice and we have skills, so we learn from that and we know. So it's mean like it's more about traditions, about the rituals, things like that, and about the daily life. And how to say, for when you say books also are important, but practice will connect with the, and how to say, with the ancestors or our past, and we keep that as knowledge. So this is some brief definition about knowledge and practice. Okay. Okay, so when I mean you know what is knowledge is, and when we added the term as indigenous knowledge. So today I would like to give you some explanation about this. Okay.
Kuliahnya siapa? Kuliah siapa?
Okay.
Nah, mata kuliah apa?
Okay, so for the core definition about indigenous knowledge, we have like three core definition. The first is the community based. So about the indigenous knowledge is something that we have in the community, and community will build their own knowledge. Okay, and it's also been time to time, and it's developed through the cultural and ecological context for this one. And another one aspect is this one, orally transmitted knowledge. And this is really, how to say, very common that we share through our communication. Like we talk from the, for example, father to the son, to their son, or grandmother to the children, something like that, and we transmit that, and we tend to have more of this character than we written, because written is another how to say, another format that we emphasize of the orally more about this. And the third one is the collectively owned. This one is mean we try to build the sense of ownership and the sense of authorship to the community. So this one is mean it's more like a dynamic, adaptive, and collective own. And of course, it's focused on the community. Okay, and this I mean for this one, the when we focus about this, the locality is a strength because it ensures knowledge is always relevant for this one. Okay, and these aspects emphasize how indigenous knowledge is rooted in daily life and interwoven with cultural identity. Okay, and for, let's see, for the key characteristic of this. Okay, so the key characteristic of the indigenous knowledge, or the abbreviation we call IK, okay, for indigenous knowledge, three key characteristics is, the first one is orally transmitted and intergenerational. The second is rooted in land, identity, and spirituality. And the third one is embodied through practice. Okay, so look for the orally transmitted and intergenerational. This one, we didn't try to avoid written things or we record things, but we're gonna do it by the, how to say, by practice or by doing. We pass our practice by doing, or for example, like a storytelling, song, rituals, yeah, and hand-on training, something like this. Okay, so for this one, it means oral transmissions also preserve the language and expressions unique to each community, and ensuring cultural heritage remains alive. Okay, so this one is mean when we try to, how to say, transmit by word, so it means it still remain until today. And maybe like a indigenous knowledge, they already have like 500 years ago, but it still remain today by the orally transmitted. Okay, and next, the rooted in land, this one, identity and spirituality. Okay, this one, the worldview influence how resources are used, not just for consumption, but with respect and stewardship. Okay, so it means we respect our place to that we believe that we live, and we respect like the nature, the tree, the river, and also it's come with the connected with the spiritual, and yeah, we respect that one. Okay, and the third one, embody through practice. This one, in this sense, indigenous knowledge is knowledge you live, not just knowledge you know. Okay, so it means it's not something that you learn in the school or in the university, but it's surrounding us when we live our life. It's the I mean the concept of that indigenous knowledge. Okay. And when you see in this one, it's also integrated into daily livelihood. For example, farming, weaving, and healing. So again, to conclude, this is also in our, how to say, our stay, our life, that we stay, and when we sick, we can find some, how to say, natural resources, or maybe the herbal leaf to become like a herbal medicine to cure our, maybe our flu, our cold when we got sick. Okay. Oh, sorry. Why I jump very fast? Let me check. Okay. All right. Okay, so come back to this slide. So the summary for this one for the indigenous knowledge, these characteristics are what make indigenous knowledge unique, all right, compared to other forms of knowledge. Okay, so it means the normal knowledge that you already know, it means you have your knowledge, and then you can transfer maybe in the book, in the journal, or in something that we already can be see. But the indigenous knowledge is something that unique. Okay, so this one, why it matter in knowledge management. So in the sense of knowledge management, the importance of this for indigenous is preserve cultural diversity and biodiversity. So this is the issue that we concern about this. And again, the next one is we offer sustainable solutions to local and global challenges. Okay, and because we live how to say, we live connect to a lot of natural surrounding things, so we also need to prolong it as much as possible. So this one we will have the word of sustainability to come with the indigenous knowledge. And the last one, the important thing is we inform policy and development through culturally grounded perspective. So we have like the policy to try to keep this unique of the indigenous knowledge still alive. Okay, so this is some example of the indigenous knowledge that we can share. The first one is current viewing patterns, encoding seasonal circle and cosmology. Current, first of all, current is the ethnic groups in Thailand and often live in the northern part, and the current, or in Thai we call Gariang. Okay, and current ethnic people mostly in Myanmar and in Thailand in the border, and the majority is stay in the northern part. So this kind of people very good at weaving textile, and you're gonna see in later presentation. So this one is mean they weaving things as the pattern, and the pattern also have the meaning by itself and through their leaf too. And the example is Hmong. Hmong is another ethnic people in the northern Thailand also. Okay, so Hmong herbal medicine using forest plants guided by calendar. Okay, so they try to use the resource from the nature to have like a medicine products. Okay, and some more example is like the like a symbolic tactile pattern, herbal healing, and oral storytelling and performance. Okay. Okay, so another thing that I would like to add on to you guys is about the between indigenous knowledge and scientific knowledge, how it's similar or it's not similar, it's totally different. So you can look at this one. The thing that we look into the indigenous knowledge is holistic. We look everything as a whole, everything connect together. But for the scientific knowledge, we look things as the analytical. And for the indigenous knowledge, we look for the context specific. Okay, we look in every detail and everything they have like they have certain circumstance, certain context, and have unique meaning. Okay, and again about the indigenous knowledge, we transfer our knowledge to the oral and experience. But for the scientific knowledge, we look for the things in general. And when we record things, we record by written and experimental. Okay. So the thing that I bring these two terms up here, I didn't want to say this one, which one is good or which one is bad, but I would like to say that both systems have strengths. Okay, the question is not which is better, but how they complement each other. Okay. All right, so now go more in depth detail about what is indigenous knowledge management. Okay, so as the definition of this one, indigenous knowledge management or IKM refer to the process of documenting, organizing, preserving, and transmitting traditional knowledge within and across generations. Okay, so if you look only for the knowledge management part, it will not say about the traditional and it will not say about generations. But for the indigenous, we add more this as the context about this. Okay, so maybe you think that indigenous is very old knowledge. It is already in the past, but it means how to say the knowledge is old already, but it's not about freezing knowledge in the past. Okay, it's not about that, but it's about keeping it alive and accessible to communities today. So this is the method thing that we try to preserve and we try to keep this our ancestor knowledge to be alive and accessible. And next. Okay, so how to say the core purpose about indigenous knowledge management is mean we would like to look after our cultural heritage while ensuring knowledge remains alive, relevant, and accessible to the community. So this is what is the important thing. Okay, and this one is also about about the continuing, is keeping the wisdom of the past useful in the present and available for the future. So that's why I found that indigenous knowledge management is more charming when I go, how to say, further my study in PhD, and they still impact me about the field of interest today. Okay, and next about this. So the thing of the indigenous knowledge management, this one is also have like a community center. So it's not like the normal knowledge management, but the indigenous knowledge management focus on collective benefit, share responsibility, and cultural continuity. Okay. So this is the thing. And this one is mean the community is always at the center. Okay, they always to be like our core agenda, and we need to listen to their voice. Okay, so again, I would like to say the community is always at the center, not external researcher or organizations. All right, so more about this. Of course, about this, when we still have in this era, we also have integrated with technology. So the digital tools, such for example, like database, community archive, social media, are adapted to reflect the cultural protocols and linguistic diversity. So we also use that digital tool to enhance more how to say, more indigenous knowledge to be more accessible. So this is for some example about this. It's mean like current weaving tradition documented with community consent, and it's stored in the two language. So we say bilingual archive in Korean current language and also in Thai language for accessibility to community learning centers. Okay, so the core aspect of the indigenous knowledge management, we have three core themes or core aspects. The first is collecting, preserving, and transmitting indigenous knowledge. The second one is community-centered approach, and the third is adapting digital tools for cultural use. Okay. And for all of these, don't forget that it's always to remind you that community remains in control. So it means let community run by themselves. Okay. Okay, next for this one, the method of indigenous knowledge management. What is the how to say, the theory that we can use by the indigenous knowledge management? So we can, by the interview, by the oral history, we can use like a multimedia storytelling to preserve. We can have like a digital mapping. We can have the technology integration, for example, QR code, AR to help, okay, and youth workshop and exhibitions. This one we can have like a interactive learning and let them, how to say, experience through the practice, and have the sense of the stewardship or custodian to let them would like to look after the knowledge or their own knowledge about this. Okay. So another come to the something that I would like to get some reflective question. So my question right now is, what role do you think technology should play in indigenous knowledge management? Is that the technology will be helper or it gonna be disruptor? You can share, anyone you can share with me.
Maybe for technology help in indigenous knowledge management is for helper.
Okay, in what way? How? How can technology help us?
Because the technology for like saving the indigenous knowledge.
I mean, for example, the technology like when we have computer, we can store information, right? One thing is it store information, and what more? For example, that if we use the social media, so how we can do with this indigenous knowledge? To let more people know about this. What?
I'm sorry, Miss. Can you repeat the question?
Of course, I mean the technology will help us, right? That is what you say, and I would like to know more about how the technology will help the indigenous knowledge. The first example is they can keep or they can store indigenous knowledge in the database, for example, right? And what else? It means what else? We can use the tools, digital tools in the social media. For example, we use Facebook, we use Instagram, we use TikTok. For what?
To promote the knowledge for anything in place, maybe.
Again, please.
Maybe to promote for culture or anything.
For closer, for engage. Okay. And the more, how to say, impact word is we share, right? We share to other to know. We share other to awareness about this. Or we can say we can disseminate. So promote. Yeah, this one. Maybe it's help that. Okay. And one thing that I would like to remark this about, if we use the technology to help store knowledge, to share knowledge, to maybe access to knowledge, but we don't forget to be careful not to erase the traditions, because somehow we share or we adapt it. Some context may be, how to say, understanding. So try to remain the true of the meaning of that traditions. Okay, thank you, Najwa, for your answering. Okay, so we will move on to the next. We have a lot. Okay, let me see. For the next issue, it's about the ethical consideration. This one. Let me see. It means the thing that I would like to say to you is informed consent. It means when the first one, this one, informed consent, it means when you would like to access to knowledge, or when you would like to gain that knowledge from other people or for someone else, try to ask them first, try to respect them to ask for to let they allow to use their knowledge. Okay. And another thing is community ownership and control. Okay. This one is mean also try to it mean right to knowledge, remain with the community, and external partners are facilitators, not owner. So this one is mean we, how to say, we as the community, right? And if some the outsider come into our community, don't let them to be influence you too much. Because you own our land, you own our property, you must be the leader to make a decision if you would like to do something to make change on development. Okay, so this is the ethical consideration. Okay, and avoiding extractive research. So it means no taking of knowledge without fair return benefits of participation. So it means if we get some benefit from that community that have indigenous knowledge, we need to return the useful thing back. For example, if we do the research, we will return back the result to them to let them know what is the outcome of that. Okay, so another thing is the principle. So it means nothing about us without us. Okay, and knowledge work must be co-created. So it means don't say that the things around in the community is not belong to us. It's always belong to us, and it's always matter to us to take part of the to involve and to how to say to take part to do that. Okay. And the last one is sensitive information. Okay. Very unique, and you can find, I don't know that you have in your country or in your community, but in Thailand we also have like a sensitive issue. Okay, it's not in the law, it's not that in the government that record, but some indigenous knowledge has some sacred things, have the holy things that we have like a high respect. Like we in Thai we have how to say the respect people, so we do why or sawatdi to respect things. So something like this is something that it is more specific, is restrict something that we have like a taboo, or we have the how to say the prohibit things that we cannot do this. Maybe it's like a traditions or cultural protocols. This one we need to follow that. So this something is the sensitive information. So we need to be carefully to take that or to use that one. Okay, so a lot of things in the indigenous knowledge that have the problem. Okay, so the common thing is elder knowledge is disappearing. Yeah. So that, for example, like the weaving technique will be known only by the elderly women in remote village. And if that elderly woman, if they didn't transmit to that practice, it's gonna be gone forever. Okay. And this one, oral traditions often undocumented, and it's true because we cannot refer or we cannot find some for example mystery story in the book, but we can listen to our grandmother, to our ancestor. Okay, but it often undocumented. It is never be written. Okay. For example, if it's gonna be hard to find like songs, rituals, or techniques to do things, handicraft, it's gonna be vanished. And the last one, globalization weaken traditional systems. This one is we cannot deny in the how to say this century, when the more we develop or the more we have like a more civilization, the weekend of traditional system will be decreased. Okay, for example, we can see like youth migration to city, reduce practice of indigenous knowledge. So it means children like a teenager from the village, they come to the city. They don't want to stay in their own land, and they would like to maybe go to find the modern work and live in the city, in the light area. Okay, so one thing that I would like you to think about is if you were part of an indigenous community, so how would you design and which knowledge to share or wish to protect? Okay. I will give my how to say my answer first to be an example for this one. For example, I didn't live in the real indigenous community, but I am interested about this, and I would like to preserve this. Okay, so the question is how would you design and which knowledge to share and which to protect, right? Things, I would like to keep the pattern, the original pattern from the ancestor. For example, in current community, I would like to keep that knowledge and how to share. The project that I already did is I try to make as an activities. I try to keep it as the clip video to make a short story, to make a process of how we weaving, how we dye the natural things in there. Okay, so I will keep that knowledge. Okay, so I would like to hear some of Indonesian students to share some indigenous knowledge, or you can give some interesting example.
Okay, I would like to, if I were a part of an indigenous community, I would like to share knowledge that promotes understanding and some respect, but protect secret and culturally sensitive knowledge to preserve our identity and prevent misuse. Thank you.
I would like to know which one, which indigenous knowledge.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Which indigenous knowledge that you would like to share and to protect? For me, example is weaving, the weaving. And how about you? We have a lot of indigenous knowledge. For example, we have food, we have dance, we have craft, we have language, we have our manuscripts. So can you give something that you interesting to
Okay, maybe
to
for
protect?
example, in Indonesia, some indigenous communities like the Baduy or Dayak people share traditional knowledge about sustainable farming or herbal medicines. However, they are often protect sacred rituals like spiritual belief and specific location.
Herbal medicine, right? Okay. Yeah, is good. Okay, so it means something that we can share about the herbal medicine. We how to say we can share as the product with outcome, but the recipe maybe we will remain in secret because this one is more how to say it's more about the intellectual property that we cannot share to outsider. Okay, something like this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's move to another section. Yeah. Okay, so the thing that we say that what we share and what we protect. Okay, and This also involved with the legal and moral challenge. Okay, and the thing is ownership of community knowledge. How to say, when we say that, for example, the herbal medicine who own that, we don't know, like, because it belongs to the community. So it means something about this, they know clear legal owner, and knowledge is the collective things, because we cannot say that this is from me, Pia. No, we cannot claim that. Okay, so this is some issue about this. And the next thing is the misappropriation in fashion, tourism, and medicine. Okay, somehow they gonna use as the commercial products and use the indigenous knowledge without permission. Okay, so when you say in the medicine or the herbal medicine, if you use that without the permission, so it means it's not like you do an illegal thing, but it's kind of the moral thing that you should not do that. You need to ask for the permission first. Okay. And this one, for example, the triple motif, okay, mass produced without credit or revenue sharing. And again, something that, for example, about our weaving, and if we have pattern and we took from the current community, and without saying that this pattern from the current, so it is not nice, right? It's not good to do that. Okay, and the last one, lack of legal framework to protect indigenous knowledge. And this is true because we don't have any framework to say what we should do. So many countries lack the special laws for the indigenous knowledge. Okay, so right now we try to do more about this. Okay, so this is some example. Okay, some example about misuse and possible solution. For example, this one, medicine plans published without credit. Okay, so for the solution, it means you should to be give the credit to where that medical plans belong to. Okay, and the next thing is traditional textile patterns used by brands. For example, a global fashion brand use that without royalty, so we need to refer it back. And the possible solution for this means we can use the community archive. For this one, we can talk like a day. The concept of community archive is mean to let community do their own documentation, what they would like to preserve their knowledge, so they can prepare and gather their information and try to record it as a document paper. So it means locally controlled digital and physical collections. So this is the solutions. The second is legal tools. So community contract, cultural intellectual property license. So we try to, to register in the formal legal to have that, and it's gonna be belong to indigenous community. And open protocols, traditional knowledge, this one. And we're gonna see later on. So we can do as the labels for attributions and usage conditions for that, to let people know how they can use that things. Okay, so next is the indigenous knowledge in Asia and in a very near future agenda in 2030. For this one, additional challenge in indigenous knowledge management. So this one is mean knowledge brokers and middlemen, something that bridge community and outsider and can empower or exploit. So this can be aware and look for this one. And the next thing is cultural translation gaps. Okay, so this is like a loss, meaning loss when indigenous knowledge cross cultural or academic lines. Okay, it means somehow if we turn indigenous knowledge to be in the academic things, try to keep their sensitive information and how to say, keep it in the complete version, try to not extract or decrease their value. And the another thing is secrecy and sharing. Okay, so when as I said earlier, that what thing that we share and what thing that we protect, so it means we need to protect the sacred knowledge while allowing useful access. For example, like a herbal medicine, you can share, how to say, you can share the products, but about the recipe, you need to keep it as a secret. Yeah. Okay. And the thing of this at agenda, we look for the innovation and indigenous knowledge. So it means open innovation. Okay. Try to add on value, make some new idea for the indigenous knowledge and together with the solutions. And things about this is mean risk of capture is mean gain bypass communities without safeguard. Okay. And the last one is collaborative intellectual property. So it means co-ownership and community license, benefit and sharing. And this one is the thing that we concern for Indigenous come with the community and try to let the community be at the center and to let them lead their operation. And also, if you take advantage from indigenous knowledge, you need to be sharing or bring the result back to the community. Okay, and this is the practice way forward, what we can do for this. So we can train community about the negotiation and legal skill. We can train, we can teach them, give some knowledge. And we can build cultural mediation skill for researchers and policy makers. Okay. To let them share the common ground together. And next, we can create context-based protocol that honor culture and law. And the last thing is we can foster participatory governance across all levels. Okay, and this one is gonna be hard to be in the how to say in the real, because it takes time to let how to say when we work together, we need to respect the community to be as try to take control about these things. All right, so as some of the solution that not in northern part of Thailand, but this is the standard protocols or the we say local context. This is the traditional knowledge labels to let others, to let the outsiders know and respect what is the element of indigenous knowledge and what about us to let them understand. So this is the website of the local context, and you can find more symbol like this. And they also have the label and definition to let us take care. We can use in our indigenous knowledge. They have the symbol like this. Okay. And somehow that we say, right, because the indigenous knowledge have very unique character. So we also have like a traditional knowledge women restricted. So it means it's prohibited for the women to access. It also happened in in my in my tradition too. In the temple, some place that women cannot enter. So we need to respect this kind of the things. And knowledge, culturally sensitive, something that more sensitive issue, and we would like to focus and to let the outsider or some researcher or some traveler to see that if we attach this label to some material, so we need to say that to warning, okay, make warning about the culturally sensitive or something that have the secret or sacred things. Something that holy object, for example, palm leaf manuscript. I don't know. I assume that in Indonesia have some palm leaf manuscript, because in northern Thai we have that, and I'm gonna show you about this too. So I'm gonna go past quickly. So this one like a community voice. So this one the concept is mean try to listen to community voice as the matter. Okay, they have a lot of symbol, the sign of this protocol labels, provenance labels, and permission labels, what they classify the things. Okay, and this is the full symbol of the traditional knowledge labels. You can look more on detail if you're interested later. And again, this one also another one, but also have things to talk. So it's called biocultural labels. So it's more about the environment. And I have some collections care notice like this. So this is the thing that we come up for the indigenous knowledge, that we also have like an authorization who gonna be the, how to say, with the owner, this one who belong and who is the person that create this thing, and this thing or this material needs to be caring or be gender aware, something like this. Okay. So they come with the international symbol to let us to use for free. And this is some of the infographic that they use the symbol to take things in the conservation park in the New York Botanical Garden. Okay, and they have this one attribute level and provenance label, what this area belong to. So they give some label. Okay. Okay, so next I'm gonna move on to the case study that I would like to show to the northern part of Thailand what we have, and mostly of my example is come with the ethnic group that we call Karen people. Okay, let me okay, this one, let's check about this. The first case study, this one I call this activity about the walking classroom breeding generation in Hoi Ikang village. So this village is in my hometown in Chiang Mai, and I'm not the current people. I'm just how to say half Chinese, half Thai woman. Okay, and but I interest about in the ethnic group of people. So this is the location that they take part. Okay, and this take part just this year in May. Okay, and this one is about the cultural pattern passed from mother to daughters. Let's look about this. Okay, so it means they try to how to say, ask their children to come back to the community because they have some activity or events, and they would like to transfer the knowledge and come with the group of elderly and children, and they walk into the forest together and learn more about some how to say, some useful some useful things like plants, trees, the fields in there. Okay. How to say, let's say that it's every natural resources that the elderly would like to teach or to train their young children, so they come together. Okay, let's see to this. The concept is mean walking classroom. So classroom is not limited to the school or in the classroom, the real classroom, but this is the area of the forest. And they learn from the movement and experience in the local landscape. It's a very huge area. Okay, so they share indigenous knowledge about cultural practice, ecological understanding, and community heritage. And for this, you can see that they have many students, okay, and one elderly, and they try to collect leaves, many leaves, right? Some of flowers, some of seeds, and they try to make some slide. Very nice that we have the real things and have the glue attached to the paper, and they have the writing things in there. So they try to teach and train the knowledge. And this activity, they set around like 2-3 days. Okay. The first day they will walk along and learn about the natural resources, and the next day they use some of the natural resource to make food like this. And also from the natural resource they also have some natural dyeing, and they do some the crafting, the textile, and they dye the with the natural color like this. So this is their product. So this one is mean the thing that we do, right? So we can preserve and revitalize heritage to live practice. Okay, and this gonna be help be more bond together with the elderly and children, the young generation, so they will be more connected. Okay, and this one can, of course, they build the awareness and respect for the indigenous knowledge. And this is the leader. Okay, this is quite very surprised because she is the first woman leader in this community. Okay, and she has been, how to say, been doubted by men, but through the time she can prove herself that she be a good leader, and then all the community respect her. So this is the thing of her thought, that when learning walk with the community, knowledge flow across generation, and not as lesson in a classroom, but as life experience shaping both identity and future. So this activity also come from her inspiration to would like to remain the young generation to preserve their indigenous knowledge. Okay, next, before I move past, I will I would like to let some question to you. Can you think of an example in your own culture where knowledge is passed on outside the classroom? I will let you think about this, but I will not ask for now. I will ask when we do some activity. Okay, so keep thinking about this. Okay, so I'm gonna move to more case study to let you know more some example, and then you can compare with your community or in your country. What things that you would like to show me about your indigenous knowledge. So the case study in this place also in the same in Hoi Ikang on the case study one, this one, and this is about the classroom of life. In this one is indigenous women in Thailand set up their forest as a space for knowledge transmission. So they focus more on their forests and preserve their ecology in their area with some spiritual. This one that I used the picture for this to we call why in Thailand, and this one is more some respect. Okay, respect people and respect for the spiritual that we cannot see, but we respect them. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. Something that this is our for me is my new knowledge too, because in the current village in the northern Thailand, when how to say a baby umbilical cord, when you give birth, like you have some line between mother and the baby, and we cut this and we keep that placed in the bamboo container like this one. Okay, and then they hung in the tree. So this is kind of the ritual things, and the thing that they do, they would like to let the spiritual bond to the natural resource. Okay, and then is how to say it will connect, and people will respect to the nature and will not cut the tree down. Okay. Okay, so this is some of they preserve their land. Okay. Yeah, this one they say that this way the soul of the baby and the tree are intertwined throughout their lifespan, and nobody is allowed to cut the tree. Okay, so they hang like this and keep the tree to alive. Okay, so this is the leader, the woman leader, and they cover look after a lot of acre about this, and the classroom they serve as the natural, okay, with the medical plants, dye plants, and food source for this, okay, and they teach about the natural resource management ground in the tradition, and this is our her is mean her area right now. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So her, how to say, her consumption about this, she said that the forest is our community supermarket. Okay. So it means they are the key keepers of the traditional knowledge, knowing how to find food, medicine, and preserve resource sustainability generation after generation. So it means why they keep protect, because they would like to reserve for their young generation. So it means they say that we have been using our belief, culture, and knowledge system to sustainably manage our resource from generation to generation. And indigenous women have a crucial role in our communities, as we know where to find food and medicines, and how to collect and preserve them. And without us, women, the forest cannot be maintained, say the Noari, who consider the forest as the community supermarket. Okay, so this one we can imply that women has power, and also indigenous knowledge, also the important thing that we need to keep alive, it alive. Okay, and this is the picture of this area. And not for the natural things, they also have weaving, as I said to you earlier. So this is the products. They're weaving from the cotton tree, right? They have a cotton tree, and they have this color is from the chemical color. They're dyeing and have the colorful color, and they're weaving like a shirt. Okay, and this is the picture around. They try to do some invite monks, the abbots, okay, from here, and have some white thread. This one, it's also our belief, the holy things to connect to the tree and connect to the human, okay, and natural resource. This is some ceremony. So I shared the activity to you to this picture. Okay, and again, we have like a woman, men, all have children. This, and we gather in the activity. So we come here and we try to, how to say, to let the children awareness and to transmit the indigenous knowledge to them. So this is their attention to do now. And they don't want their children to go into the city. They would like to let them grow here. So let and try to see about this. Yeah, so this is that costume for the current people. Yeah, so this one, the lesson from the classroom of life. So I have 5 things to share with you. The first one is about the interconnected life. So it means 3 have souls like humans. So we need to respect them. And women as knowledge keepers and leaders. So this example, women has a power. So indigenous women are visual custodians of ecological wisdom and culture embedded in every ritual. So in every ritual, always have the culture embedded for this. So we can like have the symbolize bond between children, community, forest, showing how human life is rooted in nature. Okay, and this one, reviving traditional governance for nature. Okay, so try to rebuild the traditional, okay, for keep preserve our nature, protects the, for example, creating fish conservation zones, okay, try to let the marine animals to have increase, okay, and not to banning hunting in the breeding seasons in that natural place. And the last one is empowerment through identity. So this one, how to say, it is a source of agency, dignity, and self-determination. Okay, so it means indigenous identity isn't a lyric. Yeah. So for this one is the walking classroom, a forest of knowledge. Okay. And And next is the case study 3. This is again in the current community, but in the different place. This place is in Chiang Mai, again based on Chiang Mai, but in the different area. And I would like to let you focus on how they build the strength of their community as their own. If they it means they have their own indigenous knowledge and they have their own very traditional of weaving, and they can adapt it themselves into the fashion in nowadays. Okay, and I will focus on the current textile. See, okay. Okay, so this one is about information management of woven fabric in current community in the northern part of Thailand. Okay, and this is one of my research, and I proud to share and present to you. So this one is in Ban Lai Keo. This is Thailand. Okay, and this area is around here. And this is Chiang Mai, my hometown, and this one is here. Okay, this is an Korean people. Okay, and this is an ethnic group. Okay, and they're good at weaving and also have some skillful for other things like grow plants, longgong, and make some brooms and grow rice. And this one, okay, so it's very well known, famous for the weaving skillful technique. So all of Korean people, they're good at the weaving. And you can see that this one, they have a lot of solid colorful of their weaving things. And about make a living, textile weaving, not only for the family members. Right now, they try to turn the products in the natural color, okay, like this, and they change the style, but they still weaving, but they change the pattern. And everything is from the natural, right? The traditional method and local wisdom. They grow their cotton trees, and they make as their own treat, and so they dye extraction from the natural resource. For example, from the bark, from leaf, and this is the color from natural resource. Okay, the technique of weaving and the pattern, and also they have meaning in every pattern. This is the current language like Gai Gong, Malekling, Putudong, and for examples, this is some like pumpkin seed, something that they can find in our daily life. Okay. I will focus to let you see some more the picture about this, not go deep into the detail. Maybe you be boring about this. And okay, so for the information management of the Korean fabrics, what we focus, so we focus on acquisition, storage, distribution, and use of information. And this is my framework that I adopt in my research. So I focus on people, process, and practice, technology, and we come in at the center as information. The supportive of this information, we have like a budget, leadership, facility, and rules and regulations come up with this one. And the thing about my research is the methodology. So I have the qualitative interview I come to their place and I bought their products too, of course. So what I wear their products. And I interview them. Okay, this is the leader, the leader as a man and the viewer as a woman. Okay. And I try to learn and collect their information management. So this is about my finding. So what I try to classify about this is the collecting process, knowledge storage, and enhancing the quality, information gathering, and categorization of Korean weaving fabric. I look for the preservation, and the last one is dissemination and promotion about this. Okay, so for information gathering, it means, of course, they try to transmit through the orally or through the practice from generation to generations, and this is the evidence that confirm about this, not by the documented. And the collection process, this one, okay, is about the collection process. So they do all the things. So woven pattern, dyeing method, and product design idea, how they try to keep their original pattern and how they can rebuild a new design of their pattern. Okay, so this is how they preserve the information. Okay, and this is in a form of storytelling based on actual items too. So the product can be the storytelling by itself or by the pattern or motifs in there. Come on. Okay. So yeah. So they have many color by the natural dye, by invent by themselves, and they have a lot of products right here. Okay, and pattern, you can see they have many cute animal pattern around here. Yeah. And this is the thing that I very interesting because some of them, if they try to memorize their pattern by bought the note like this that have a grid and make a dot to their notebooks, and somehow someone who didn't good at, some women who didn't good at do like this, they just ask another one how to do to remind themselves. That's okay because it's already happened. Yeah. So in here that have a total elephant, butterfly, fish, and some pattern of flower that they invent in the new version. Okay. And when we talk about preservation, this one, okay, the leader built their own community learning center. Okay, and when they build a center, they also have they collect their pattern in here and put in the frame. Okay, they have their exhibition by their costume. Okay, so the outsider the interest person can come and learn from here, and also from the local student, they also try to practice and learn from the elderly women too. So they learn by practice. Okay, so when we look at the enhancing the quality about this, so we grow the cotton tree with natural dyeing and innovation the pattern like this. Okay, so for this one, they also use the local plants and tree barks, and they try to keep looking for more new color in their own forest. Yeah, and this is some of the example of the pattern that they already have right now with the natural color. And for the dissemination and promotion, they'll also have some comic books here, and they have their own Facebook. Okay, and this kind of product very popular among the Chinese people. They come and they ask for have the live streaming and sell back into their country. Okay, so for this one, the media is printed media, online learning resource, and exhibition and sales. So they have some place, some store to sell their products. Brochure, this is some example. Okay, so for come up with this the discussion in this work, I found out that the leadership and community engagement is very powerful, and the technological proficiency is one thing that be a factor to make this information management be successful. And they didn't stop like at this stage. They still continue to learning and adaptation themselves more and more. Okay, and the key factor that led this community to be successful is about the leadership. So leadership will play a crucial role to this because they can run their activity. Okay, and they need to be cooperate with the external organization. So the leadership need to have the vision, a strong vision, to have the creativity, commitment, transparency, and ethical value. So this is the characteristic of the leader. And they need to learn to use the social media tools to enhance their engagement. Okay, and yeah, this one continue to learn about this. Yeah, so it means the information management in Ban Lai Kao community, we have 5 factors. The first is people, process, practice, information, and technology to let the cultural preservation and social identity consolidation and economic viability. So they study this community and come out with this conclusion. Yeah, so for this case study, the success of information management, okay, so they have this element like effective leadership, technology, proficiency, commitment to the continuous learning, and has a strong connection to their cultural heritage. Okay, so it means the factor can let them be able to adapt, innovate, and share their traditions with the global audience. So it's not limited to the local, but in the global. Why they still keep their preserve the unique identity because they belong to that community and the community lead by themselves, so they be 100% to sure that they keep their sensitive or maybe sacred things in them. Okay. Okay. So for this one, I just would like to say that indigenous knowledge is not just to be preserved, but it needs to be alive. And co-design and respectful partnership are the key too. And youth engagement ensure the continuity because they're gonna be our next generation to preserve our knowledge. And the last case study for me, this is the traditional manuscript. Okay, and this is not in the ethnic group of people, but it come with. I found it interesting because they, in how to say, in Northern Thai, we used to have our own language, our own script, but when we combined to be Thai. How to say, we cannot use our own language because we need to be one to call Thailand. Okay, we used to have our kingdom we call Lan Na, so that's why this is some the alphabet or manuscript in our past, and it still remain from now. So this is the thing that we interested to preserve. Okay, so when we talk about the manuscript, every how to say, every place, okay, they develop how to record things, right? By before we painting in the cave, really long time ago, and the written record keeping information and sharing the practice along with the oral traditions. This one, okay, so that is why the one thing that I interest is about the manuscript. Okay, so in the context of the library science, as you know that a manuscript is defined as any handwritten item in the collections of library or an archive. For example, a library collection of the letter or a diary that some historical personage wrote. Okay. And some term like manuscript is no longer necessary because right now we replaced by the typewriter, and now we have like a computer to produce there. So now we can see that manuscript is our rare material. And the manuscript in Southeast Asia, we are spread all right here to our cultural things. Okay. And I think I believe that in your place, Indonesia, you also have the things similar to us. Okay, so this is the manuscript in northern Thailand that I would like to have some brief to show you. Okay, so the study about manuscript, the thing in our manuscript, we contain about incantations, horoscope, astrological or medical texts, and also in the religions things that we record in the manuscript. Okay, and manuscript tend to be informal. Okay, because we use as keeping notes, keeping in the topic as a diary or something like that, or note about the weather pattern, something. With that manuscript, we have some record that we record material that we use. One thing we use from the koi paper. This is the tree, and this is the thing that when we have the process as a book, this is the cover, and this is the inside. Another one is we made it from mulberry paper. This is our mulberry tree, and this is the cover at front. And when we open from front like this, not left to right, but how to say, from bottom to the front. Yeah, like this. And the thing is, if you see, they have some deterioration, right? Some insect already bite in that mulberry paper. And the another one, this is from the palm leaf, so we call palm leaf manuscript from this one. And the thing that I would like to take you to be more focus is about preservation and conservation, because this is very rare item and we don't have to make a new one because we don't use it anymore, but we need to keep and to preserve them. So in the term of preservation, it means activity concerned with maintaining or restoring access to artifacts, documents, and records through the study, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of decay and damage. So this is the term of preservation. And for the conservation, this one, the meaning is mean of is the same. Okay, sorry, I didn't change that. So it means from the preservation, it means we try to protect them as much as possible. But for the conservation, it means we try to repair them to have them in the suitable condition to remain by themselves. And this topic, I would like to focus on the traditional preservation, because for the preservation we talk about prevent. So how we gonna prevent things? One thing is about the cleaning, and this is the equipment that we use for the palm leaf manuscript. Okay.
Dr. Pia? Sorry. Dr. Pia, sorry I interrupt for a moment. Okay, you have 10 minutes again to your presentation, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I continue?
10 minutes again, Doctor.
Okay, so next about the community preservation of palm leaf manuscript in Thailand. And you will see that some of the generation they try to forget about these rare material items, and they always keep in the temple. Okay. And some of these palm leaf manuscript, they used to be like very have the golden age, and now they have been forbidden to use, and they also have between like liberalized and also in the ignorance. And right now at the present, we are the thing that we need to preserve them. And what things to preserve them, so we try to keep gather and for make the cleaning about this. And when we look for some the holy objects, we respect them, and this is something that we earn the merit from this. And the element for successful to use of the to have this stage, we have like we have temple, we have abbots or monks, we have community representative or the community leader, we have some of the community and also expert. We need to work together, because nowadays we cannot, normal people cannot read these ancient manuscript. So this is the thing that I would like to say, that by community, for community, and this is the thing that I say at the beginning, that we focus on the sustainable management. So this is what we try to do. And for the digital preservation, we also look for the digitization. And again, this is me try to make some digitization about the rare material. And this is the thing that we do, what we're doing. So we do a lot of process, a lot of work to do for each item. And for the global project, I used to be part of this Dream Sea project, and it's hosted by Indonesia, right? In in this one, Islamic University in Jakarta and the Center for Study of Manuscript Culture of the University of Hamburg. So we have the program that we preserve this manuscript, and this is my my team to do that. So this is another example of indigenous knowledge in terms of palm leaf manuscript. Okay, so this one I can keep after my talk. So I would like to ask you that, what do you think university can learn from indigenous way of managing knowledge? Okay, and for the summarize of my talk for this one, for the indigenous knowledge management. So don't forget about this. It's the community-based and it's transmit orally. Okay, it's rooted in land, spiritual and cultural identity. And for the knowledge management, we look for the collecting, preserve, and transmit. Okay, and for the digital tool, we look for like a digital archive, AR, QR code, multimedia channel to transfer. And about the ethical dimension, we need to give some consent. We need to concern about the ownership and respect the belonging. And don't forget about the thing between the secret things and we sharing what that we can share. And for the challenging or the problem, the loss of elder knowledge and the legal gaps about this issue. And for the case study of the Northern Thailand, so we have some many examples about the tactile viewing and walking classroom that you can learn from there. And some activity, opportunity for this, okay, for the indigenous knowledge, we look for sustainability, okay, for this, and we try to contain and remain in the resilience. And some women and youth also found out that very key custodian for to keep this thing alive. Okay. And this for the reflection. Okay, I would like to say that indigenous knowledge is not just the heritage, but a living system of resilience. Okay, and its survival depends on respectful governance, intergeneration transfer, and community empowerment. Okay, and for students, the task is to imagine how ancient wisdom can meet modern challenge. Okay, and the last of this presentation, I would like to say that indigenous knowledge is not something we simply preserve. It is something we live, nurture, and pass forward so that it continue to guide both communities and the world to a sustainable future. So this is the message for me. Okay, and this is the reference. Okay, and thank you for your attention for this. And if we have time, I don't know that you open for the question and answer things. I also have some little activity to let your student share back too. Okay, but let you decide which the time that suitable for you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Pia. Alhamdulillah, ya. Very interesting, Doctor. Many picture, many indigenous knowledge in Thailand, and Indonesia also have a lot of indigenous knowledge actually. And now We will move to question and answer session. Please, to all students, if you have any question, you can raise your hand and or you can directly ask to Dr. Pia to know anything about indigenous knowledge. I give you for about 20 minutes for question and answer. Please. Okay, Anna Anggita, the first question from Anna Anggita. You can directly ask to Dr. Pia. Anna, please open your voice and your video.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Pia. I'm Anna. So related to the topic you explained earlier about indigenous knowledge management, I would like to ask, what principles do you usually use to decide which knowledge can be shared publicly and which should remain within the community? As you mentioned, ethical considerations earlier. Could you share how these principles are applied in practice, perhaps as in your example of Karen waving? Thank you. That's my question.
It's too long. It's too long. Can you give some short question for me?
Okay. If you, I can, apa ya? I would write it on chat.
Okay. So while you are writing some question, I also have some activity for you guys. I also already put some link in the message, and you can do as a group, and you can choose the topic that you interest. And in the first frame, this is the instruction and is the example for you. So what you do is you do in another frame, like the second, third, fourth, and I already have some theme for you. I don't know, can I share it for now or not? Because in the schedule you say that my talk is gonna be finished like 10:30, so I prepare some games to your student too. So sorry for that. Okay, so why I will give the answer back, but I would like to I would like to share this one because I also would like to learn from you. Sorry. Here, sorry, this is the game that I called it earlier that let me see. Oh. Okay, this one. Okay, this one I call it reframe local wisdom. Okay, and the thing is you can put in a group because I don't know you have like a lot of students, so we can divide 5 groups or 10 group up to you, and it can be like 10 people for each frame. Okay, and you can choose the ritual, farming, weaving, or forest things, and you discuss together. And the thing is, I would like you to show that what does the practice mean in its original context. Okay, and the second is mean how could it be reinterpreted for young people today? And the third is how could it inspire modern solution? Okay, for example, for environment, community, or health. Okay, and you can post by use the sticker note in the Canva like this. You you can do from here, or you can look for this sticky note from here. Okay. Okay, and this is not it will be the wrong answer. Everything will be like to share your opinion. Okay. Let me show from here. Okay, this is an example. Okay, this is an example for me. So I use this umbilical cord. Okay, and original meaning, I put it here. And reframe question, I have some provoking thought and reinterpretation from here, this one. And picture or idea, you can find more and put it to show me. And this is another example from here. Traditional textile Korean weaving, and you can do like this. So in your work, you can choose. I have a traditional herbal medicine, and I have local river, forest, sea, or mountain, and you can choose any. Okay, and we have a local song manuscript, traditional dish, or rituals. Okay, and you can build on your own new category too. That's also fine. Okay. This one I copy and it say 1 and 2, so I don't know who gonna be in one group, so you can, how to say, chat to your friends and make this screen to fulfill and to fill with your work. Okay, so this is the activity that I give you to let you do like 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So come back to the question. Okay. Okay. And you asked me about which knowledge can be shared publicly and which should remain within the community, right? So I will not choose, because we need to respect the community. So the thing is, I will come to that community, to the indigenous knowledge, and I will interview and ask them first. And we will receive the information which one is they don't want to be public. So if some information is sensitive, they will ask us to not share to the general. Okay, so I'm not the one who decide, but community will be the one who make a decision. Okay, so this is the thing that I usually do. Okay. Okay, and then you asked me about the ethical consideration earlier. Okay. But I still don't understand, what do you mean? Ethical consideration apply in practice? Okay. You would like me to show you in the, for example, in Korean weaving, right? In different community, they have their different perspective. Okay. For the weaving, okay, for the weaving, they don't they don't have any issue to concern about the secret knowledge. They willing us to share their knowledge, and they really welcome us if we have a lot of channel to share their community to have more renown or to be know more for more author. Okay, but in the case of the manuscript, the thing that I found about the ethical consideration is mean the content inside that manuscript, because they have many sensitive issue. For example, the recipe of the medicine. This is the thing that we would like, as the researcher, we would like to share things in there, but but in the sensitive things, if we share some of, how to say, someone will make use of this information or with this knowledge to have the commercial to make their own profit. So we don't know about this. So this is kind of the thing that we will not decide by ourselves, but we need to make the meeting and make some agree conclusion together that this is the sensitive things and we will not share to the public unless who very interesting in this. For example, the recipe of the medicine will direct message to us and tell us about the purpose, what they're gonna use, if they use for the scholarly or for the education with non-profit. So we will reconsidering again. But if they make for the commercial, this is forbidden for them to share. So for the manuscript and the viewing is totally different for manage some sensitive issue. Okay, I don't know that I answer you correctly or not. And for the ethical things, consent is very, how to say, is very normal manner, right? If we would like to use their information, we need to ask them first. Yeah, so we need to come into the community and try to be nice to them and really show our sincere to them that we would like to preserve their knowledge. And if they know, I believe that we can connect that. If they believe us, and we can say about trust. If they trust, so everything gonna be easy. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Pia. Okay, Dr. Pia.
Yes.
Give us a little bit time to do your task in identify indigenous knowledge in Indonesia. One of our student will present your task, and may my student explain about maybe dish or waving or manuscript or song, and we will wait for this, Dr. Pia.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, if you found that my activity is too difficult, you can just some of the frame you can just put your picture and to let me show what is in your digital knowledge that you have. Is it gonna be interesting for me a lot?
Okay, Dr. Pia. We will wait.
Okay. And any more question?
Sudah ada yang siap kah?
Do you find my talk is difficult to listen or that's okay?
Okay, Dr. Pia, this is our student will present about indigenous knowledge in Indonesia. Please.
Okay, Dr. Pia, let me sharing to you about the local song for this is called Lir Ilir from Central Java. There is the Okay, Dr. Pia, sorry for about this trend. Jadi, so I will tell you about this is one of local song of Central Java. This called Lir Ilir, and then the practice mean is traditional Javanese song or basically it's called tembang Jawa, and we originally used to teach moral values and then life philosophy and harmony with nature. And then, for example, Lir Ilir teaches about renewal our life and spiritual awakening. And then coupled it be young people today So this lyric for young people to hear introduced to music genres like to pop, acoustic, hip hop, remix, while keeping I'm sorry, while keeping the original message, and then coupled it inspire marine solution for environment, community, or health. So this lyric can promote cultural identity and pride among youth. And to spread environmental awareness like lyric as a metaphor for caring about nature.
Okay, Dr. Pia, this is one of indigenous knowledge in Indonesia about a song, Javanese song. And maybe just only one presentation for do your task, Dr. Pia. And this is a very interesting topic actually, Doctor, but time time is up, and I, as a moderator, Dr. Pia, will say thank you very much to your presentation today, and we hope we can meet again, Dr. Pia, with any interesting topic in indigenous knowledge management.
Okay.
Okay, and other student will do your task after this presentation, Dr. Pia.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if you cannot do now, you can do
Okay, and
after this. That's also fine. Yes.
okay, Dr. Pia. And finally, we time bring us to the end of our session, and I would like to thank to our presenter today, Dr. Pia, for excellent presentation today. And I also say thank you to all active participants today. And I hope this session was beneficial for everyone. And Dr. Pia, thank you for all your time and your presentation today. Have a wonderful day, Dr. Pia. See you again in next visiting lectures in Diponegoro University. We also hope can uh, come to Thailand to visit Chiang Mai, could be.
Really?
And time, because time is up, um, I will give this session to Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much, Dr. Pia. See you again. Good evening, Dr. Pia.
Okay, thank you and very welcome. And before
Okay,
you
thank
guys,
you so much, Mrs. Yuli.
sorry.
We have now reached the conclusion of our event, and we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our speaker, Mrs. Pia Pacharisawat, for your insightful lecture about Indigenous knowledge, and to our moderator, Dr. Yuli Rohmiati, for guiding today's discussion so expertly. And we also want to thank you, all of you, our participants, for your enthusiasm and participation in this visiting Professor Ivan, and we sincerely hope that the knowledge gained today will be beneficial for your future in the force. And about the task from from Mrs. Pia, we going to read it after this Zoom. And everyone, don't forget to fill in the attendance list on the Google form provided in the comment section. And I'm Rizkiana, as the Master of Ceremony, would like to uh, respectfully take my leave and my sincerely apologize for any mistake in my words or action. Thank you for all for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can I have one more word to say?
Yeah,
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
thank
And
you.
yeah, thank you for pay attention to listen to my talk. And before I leave, I would like you to say one word, describe anything, one word to me in the chat for me, please. I would like to know what you think about me because I don't have any chance to talk with you guys. It'd be nice if you just say something to me, maybe at least one word for me. Yeah, and I hope if we have chance, I would like to if you invite me, so I will be pressure to give a talk more. If you think it's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting, Dr. Pia. Oh,
Thank you.
sorry, do you want us to write about you in the chat box or just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
clarify?
just in the chat box.
Oh,
Just
okay.
maybe
Okay.
something or something that
Yeah.
talk to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. I will speak in Indonesian to students. Silakan Mas Rifki, Pak Rifki, Nabila, Najwa, Riziana, Bu Yuli, and the others. Please, if you can write something about Dr. Priya and her presentation today, do you think it's really fascinating, sangat bermanfaat, very useful? If you can write it in the comment in the chat box, it will be useful for Dr. Priya. Dr. Pia, sorry. Have you been in Indonesia, Dr. Pia?
I used to be in Bali once when I was young, like 15 years old.
Nice, yeah. Bali now changing a lot though. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I will uh, say to you directly, Mr. Pia, not in the chat box. Yeah, I'm Rifki, Miss Pia, Dr. Pia, as we communicated in an email. Yeah, thank you for uh, your kindly to lecture in our study program. Yeah, the topic of your presentation is very interesting and very close to our context here in Indonesia. I think just like in Thailand, we also have many uh, unique indigenous knowledge or many unique culture, as you mentioned before in your presentation. Yeah, in Indonesia, I think research in this area still less, it's still quite limited in our field. So yeah, I think we learn a lot that and gain new perspective from your slide. We also hope that your topic will be inspire to me also as a lecturer and to our student to conduct a similar research in the future. Maybe like you asked in the slide, yeah, the example I think the one that I can give is Sokolarimba. I think that's in Jambi. Yeah, because it's very popular in Indonesia, and also in the fact, Sokolarimba is also uh, became a movie in Indonesia. I think you can watch it. Sokolarimba, yeah. I think in a similar way, like a working classroom, as you mentioned before.
Can you spell for me in the
Oh
chat?
yeah, S
I can.
O
Oh. S.
Sokolarima, or I give you in the chat, I think.
Okay, yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I would like to learn because I love to explore new world a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's from me, and yeah, I think I say thank you again to you, and I hope it not be last to us to communicate it and to collaborate. I think we can collaborate in any other ways. Hopes in the future. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Ria.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, from the column chat, there is like from Pairi. I think Dr. Pia presentation about indigenous knowledge management was great. It inspires us to do research about indigenous knowledge as Indonesia is very rich on culture. And thank you, Dr. Pia. Hope to see you again. And from me, I want to say too for Dr. Pia. Thank you so much because I gained a new knowledge from your presentation and I'm really enjoyed it. And it so fun. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that's closing from this Zoom. Thank you so much, Dr. Pia and everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you,
ค่ะ
Dr. Pia. Bye bye.
บายค่ะ
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you all. So I have leave this meeting. Thank you.